What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square. We're chasing cinema.
Mr. James, shoot!
I don't want to shake your hand because you're sick.com.
I'm not sick. I'm just recovering.
And we are here for Del Toro's
Yes,
The
Guillermo del
Shape
Toro's.
of Water. Before you do your summary, when I first saw the trailer, I said, this is a movie I'm going to want to watch. You got General Zod, and then you have that one woman, she's the deaf woman.
Sally Hawkins.
Thank you, Sally Hawkins, playing her role. And then one of my favorite right now, one of my favorite actresses, Octavia Spencer.
Yes.
Anytime she's in a movie, she's just like powerful, you know what I mean? She's like, boom, in there. I love her. And
Richard Jenkins as well.
Mm-hmm. And so I haven't seen this movie yet.
Yes.
You've already seen it. I'm actually really super jealous because I don't think it's going to be coming out in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I don't know exactly when it comes out. I believe either tomorrow or
it's playing in Vegas.
Okay, now
it's not
playing
at
in Vegas.
AMC Town Square.
Okay.
And, AMC Town Square, my choice of theater, because I love this theater so much.
I do love this theater.
So, Chasing Cinema. Is this a movie that I need to watch, or do I need to watch Star Wars, Greatest Showman, and Jumanji again?
Well, I think you should watch all of them, but Shape the Water definitely needs to be in there. I was going into this movie remembering Crimson Tide, the Del Toro's last movie that I was really, really disappointed with. Yeah, major disappointment. But watching this movie, The Shape of the Water, it really immerses you in this very odd world. You have, this kind of classic time era, this really great period piece, and I think, first thing that I noticed is that all the technicalities got to go to this movie. Maybe not technical, but I mean just like when it comes to hair, costume, makeup, all these beautiful things. Shockingly enough, there was a report today from the Oscars that this movie didn't make the top 20 for the, I believe hair and makeup, which is quite shocking because I think there was so much good stuff in this movie. But overall, beyond these little things that the Academy are going to take note of in the next couple months, I think The Shape of the Water is a really beautiful movie. It's a really great blend of like a great romance and a great sci-fi adventure. Well, maybe adventure seems a little bit too light because it is kind of a very dark movie. But I think your champion here is Sally Hawkins. She is really, really good. And having this deaf woman who just goes day by day, going to clean, and is just a part of this world and doesn't really have much to do to stand out, falls in love with this creature of the water, and develops this really intriguing chemistry, and it's just one of these movies where it creates this world that's not so much of like a huge fantasy, but just a fantasy enough that it makes it even more intriguing and even more drawing in. I think Del Toro does a really, really great job, definitely steps up his game here as a director. I think there's, Michael Shannon, who you've said General Zod, who's quite good, is quite good. He's definitely playing the Michael Shannon type role, but I enjoy him in it. There's some graphic stuff with Michael Shannon. Actually, he's pretty G in this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gets down pretty hard in this movie. But overall, I feel like it's the essence of the movie that took me away more. Just the look, the feel, the style, the aesthetic of it. I think to me was really, really special here. I think the story is also really good, and I think someone who really does love their love movies. You do.
I love movies, dog.
I think you'll really find an odd appreciation here because it just balances in this really weird area where it's this really like tragic love story. The star-crossed lovers, it's Romeo and Juliet, two people who don't belong together and are bound to be separated by fate.
It looks like she's in love with the fish thing. Don't say nothing. I don't know, but it looks like that. And then there's the scene in the trailer where it looks like they think he's resuscitating underwater or something. That's my problem, bro. I watch too much trailers.
You do. Sometimes it's better to go in cold. But and I think the end result, the resolution, goes in a direction where I wasn't necessarily crazy about. I accepted it. I think it's fine. But I think this is more about a movie of this woman who does not feel like she belongs, and she finds someone else or something else that has that same feeling. And what's surprising about this movie is that as much as there is this huge connection between these two and Sally Hawkins and this creature, and how much the movie revolves around them.
Does the creature have a name?
No. Not that I remember. Okay. But I don't believe so. I believe she ends up calling himself. I think they just refer to him as it. I think there's like a name that the scientists in the lab recall him as, but she doesn't refer to him as that. It's just like not as hands-on as you think. Like this thing kind of happens in the background, and they're just more drawn together. How much the movie revolves around them. Does the creature have a name? No. not so much by being around each other all the time. You know, in the love movie, you gotta hang out all the time. They gotta be on the dates. They gotta constantly be around together. There's that montage where they start falling in love and they're doing all these things. That's not happening here. It's just something bigger than that connecting them. And I think that's where that kind of intrigue comes. Octavia Spencer is really good. A lot of talk for her being nominated for Best Supporting Actress. I don't think she'd be for me, but I will say Sally Hawkins is definitely in my list for Best Actresses of the Year for sure. She is really good in this movie. Richard Jenkins, supporting actor, I thought was also really good in this movie. Michael Shannon, I think played Michael Shannon a little bit too hard in this movie, but still very good.
Just cool.
But overall, I think for me, this is a movie that I've said it before. It's like a movie you could just kind of hang on your wall and appreciate. You know, all the art that's been coming out about this movie has looked gorgeous, and it does not do the movie justice. It just looks far more beautiful and intriguing, and it's just like it's like a lure, right? Like, speaking of fish people, right? Like, it's just like looking at something that's so attractive, you just keep wanting to like go towards it. And I think that's the perfect way to describe Shape of the Water.
You know what I love about movies?
What?
Is just right around December when all these Oscars starts coming out, start slapping. All of a sudden,
Yes.
there's like 4 movies.
There's like Jumanji,
amazing,
The Greatest Showman,
amazing,
Star Wars: Last Jedi.
amazing.
And there's tons and tons more coming
Shape
out.
of Water.
And Shape of the Water. Yeah, there's tons of movies coming out. There's going to be
I love
reviews.
It. Gets me so jacked up about movies.
A lot in January that are for 2017, but unfortunately they don't open here in Vegas. We're a little bit left out. Shape of the Water, I think, is actually opened in some markets already. So you might be getting this review late, but just hang on with us through January. You're going to get a lot of reviews. But next week, some of the movies we might not have even reviewed yet, we might be talking about, because it is time for us to talk about our top 10 of the year. It'll be released on January 1st. The first day, 2018, we're going to close out 2017 nice and neat in a box, and I'll be excited for another year full of movies.
Thank you to Kent Wong.
Yes, Mr. Wong, always appreciate you taking the time to film us just rant and rave for sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 40, probably right now like 12. I don't know, whatever it may be. He's always doing a great job.
Love it.
Yes, and shoot, you know, it's always been a pleasure. Been doing this for quite a long time, 6 years or so.
Fun, man. When traded in for anything.
Hasn't gotten fun, yes. It has not stopped being fun yet, and I look forward to doing it for many years in the future. So have a great holiday. Make sure to watch our top 10 of the year in the next week or so. Well, what is it? Monday is the 1st, or is Monday the 31st? Monday's the 1st.
Yeah.
Tuesday's the
Christmas
1st.
is
Monday's the 25th.
the 25th, so 7 days.
Yeah, so Monday or Tuesday, whatever one's the 1st. Make sure to tune in and watch it. Happy holidays, guys.
Support film
Yes. Go see these movies, because I
in
think
the theater.
all these movies are worth seeing. Yeah.
No Cody.
There's no better way to watch these movies, particularly the ones we are talking about right now. I think really need to be shown on a big screen. Shape of the Water is a movie with so much gorgeous aesthetic and needs to be appreciated in the best possible way. I think Greatest Showman is a movie that is exciting and vibrant and beautiful, and so music is so great. You need that blasting like
I
you
wish
in the
they had
theater.
Greatest Showman in Dolby. I wish they did.
Last Jedi is a movie where I don't need to explain myself of why you need to see that in theater.
And yeah.
So absolutely go see all of those movies.
I
when
saw
you
Last Jedi in Dolby. Dog.
can. You don't even know.
Beautiful.
Oh man. Well, thank you so much for watching. Anything else?
Yes, one last thing. ChasingCinema.com is known as
The Film Lovers website.